We'll see how they go tonight, and we'll be back with our scouting report of this game in a moment after this message. Down with it's there, but both have great half-court offenses, too.
Well, they really do, and of course, both teams generate their offenses in different ways, one from the backcourt and one from the front court, so it's going to be interesting to see which one gets the upper hand, Jim.
North Carolina's going to have a marked man tonight.
Well, they are. Of course, the student body always picks out one special guy. My vote is going to be that it's going to be Matt Doherty. I'm not sure about that, but I believe it will be.
Sometimes underrated, he's very consistent.
He is very consistent. He is one of the most intelligent players that's come into the league in a long time.
And the most visible player on the floor. He won't have trouble finding him in center for state.
Chuck Nevitt, Jim, you said it's his birthday tonight. He has been the guy that's created that zone defense that makes State's defense very tough to attack.
And we'll have the team lineups for tonight's game after these messages. Number one in the ACC by virtue of 3 wins. North Carolina lineup, which has been set from the very outset for this season, 1981-82. Tremendous front line, Worthy, Perkins, and Jordan. NC State, the taller of the two teams, with 7'5", Chuck Nevitt in the middle, and 6'11", Thurl Bailey at the forward. But it is the backcourt of Wittenberg and Lowe that may carry the hopes of the Wolfpack. There's the series. This is the 153rd game. North Carolina's won 94 of the 152. Tar Heels control the tap. NC State opening up in a man-for-man defense. 2-point guards paired off. Lowe against Jimmy Black. Ordinarily, the State fans will pick out one player and cheer. There goes Jordan. Michael Jordan, the freshman, opens the scoring for North Carolina. 2-0 in favor of the Tar Heels. Winner of this game will take undisputed possession of first place in the ACC. And now State's a half game ahead, but both are unbeaten. And Wittenberg is at the hot hand shooting first thing. Rebound, Sam Perkins, a beautiful block out of Bailey. 2-0 in favor of the Tar Heels in the first 40 seconds. Perkins, sometime he'll take that one. And James Worthy. They'll try to play prevent defense against James Worthy. We saw Bailey over guarding. 2-0 in favor of the Tar Heels. We played 47 seconds. These teams have great followings, both with great pride of their teams, outstanding teams. Of course, no love lost because of the great rivalry. Rebound is put up by Perkins on the hook, and up by Worthy. Oh no, that's Jordan. Michael Jordan scores the second basket of the game, and North Carolina has the first 4 points. 1 minute, 15 seconds into the game. This will be a slow fuse, but it will explode. Once State scores, these fans will really rip. 4-0 in favor of North Carolina. Tar Heels man-for-man defense. Bailey trying to pull Perkins outside. State really looking for a good shot here. And Sidney Lowe from the perimeter is off the mark. Rebound will come back to Wittenberg. And State holds on.
Tim, I'm anxious to see if they go to Nevitt down in low, because Worthy's not going to play him beyond 12 feet. He's set up down in here, but not getting the ball.
Bailey's got the edge for the lob, but they don't want to allow it over Perkins. Sidney Lowe tries. Baseline. Blocked by Perkins. North Carolina's got a tremendous defensive play.
And Nevitt's going to have to get in the offense and handle the ball down low some to keep James Worthy and Perkins honest, because they'll block anything that comes inside otherwise.
So far tonight, State has not chosen for the cheer for a player underneath intended for Worthy out of bounds. It'll be State's ball. Perkins had the shot, but he's spotting Worthy underneath.
Very unusual for a team to have two guys like Worthy and Perkins that can go in the middle of the 2-3 zone with a guy like Nevitt posted right in there and be able to operate offensively. Normally he just intimidates people that come in that area.
North Carolina's won the last 3 games between these two, 7 of the last 8. There goes Lowe. Wittenberg. Derek Wittenberg finds the range of deep in the corner, and State's over the ice. It's 4-2.
There you see, back in the 2-3 zone. Now watch Perkins go right in front of Nevitt when he comes across the lane, and he will not be intimidated. Neither he nor Worthy.
Jordan thus far has done all the scoring outside. Jimmy Black. There goes Jordan. And Michael Jordan, 6'5", hit him under the Giants.
Jim, there are a lot of good freshmen in the United States, but nobody any better than Michael Jordan.
6'2".
That's including Pat Ewing. For his position, he is playing as well as any freshman in the United States. It's going to get better.
4-2 in favor of the Tar. Here comes Nevitt now. Up over Worthy. Rebound by Jordan. Foul by Jordan. That'll be the first personal of the ball game against either team. North Carolina leads 6-2.
Michael Jordan will have to learn to respect. There's Nevitt with that shot that Worthy's going to let him have early in the game. Michael Jordan's going to have to respect Wittenberg and the fact he can go up on the boards with any guard around. You have to block him out.
Two great leapers. Wittenberg, who stands only 6'1". Another steal, and here comes Jordan coming in on Wittenberg, changing hands. Rebound pulled off by Bailey.
That was a tough shot, just a glide in there. I thought he was going to go for the stuff and challenge Wittenberg up above the basket.
6'2", Wittenberg. Low balance cycle on the baseline. North Carolina, a man-to-man assignment. Perkins is on Bailey. That'll be an interesting deal to watch as they put James Worthy on 7-5, Chuck Nevitt. They'll give low the deep shot. Wittenberg, they got it by the freshman Jordan.
There's Parsons, a guy, of course, that is cutting out of the box very well with his outside jumper.
10-7 points a game, 4.5 rebounds. Nevitt on the top.
Shot, Jim. Get him the ball down in low because he can shoot over the top of James Worthy, and Worthy's not going to play him out beyond 12 feet.
6-4, 2-point lead now by North Carolina. First time they've done it. Every time Doherty touches the ball, you'll hear the state fans cheer. Only Doherty.
They picked out Clark Bynum. No, they picked out Schaffer here a week ago.
Yep. North Carolina, good patience against the zone. Worthy underneath will clear it back to Black. Doherty is open. Sidney Lowe, and State's got a chance to tie the score. Lowe checked by Jimmy Black. One or two great point guards. Wittenberg to tie.
That was a great defensive play by Jimmy Black to handle Sidney Lowe in the open court area. But Wittenberg is showing range in that jumper. He showed it last year but didn't have the consistency on it, but he'll put it up from 25 feet.
Now State is pulled even for the first time since North Carolina jumped ahead. 6-6 here with 14 minutes to go in the first half. A little over 14. Stayed in the zone. And here goes Jordan feeding inside. Under to Worthy. Missed the layup and drew the foul on Parsons. Well, that was great work inside of the zone. And that'll show you what you can do even though you're not playing man-to-man. You can work those plays. Now we've got timeout with 14:08 to go in the first half. James Worthy on the line.
It's about the only part of James's game that hasn't been outstanding this year from the foul line, and surprisingly, Carolina this year, although they're shooting fairly well from the foul line, their opponents are shooting very poorly from the foul line, and State is a great foul shooting team, so we'll see if that balances out tonight.
All right, Michael Jordan with a strong rebound. 7-6. Tie. We'll try Jordan on the weak side of the zone. Set it at 2-3. Perkins, Worthy, and Jordan. And Doherty can go down to the front.
They're going to attack down the middle in front of Nevitt. They have that little triangle.
Very patient, methodical team at times, North Carolina. Shot by Parsons, and he's out of bounds. Well, that's some spectacular pass. And he not stepped on the inline. Scott Parsons really come into his own this year in his senior season.
A lot of people who don't see Carolina often think that they say, gee, they don't look like they're working hard out there, but they're a very methodical club.
Worthy missed the alley-oop. Rebound grab by Doherty. Perkins. Oh, they'll work for the good shot.
There it is.
Worthy faking in midair on the pump.
Good job by Wittenberg and Lowe pinching on him.
That zone is really sealed off the inside for the moment against North Carolina. That's their strength.
Jim, everybody's inside 12 feet.
There's the ball put on the floor by Worthy and turned over. North Carolina State could take the lead here with the basket for the first time in the game. 7-6 North Carolina. State has not led. Over by Worthy. Here goes Worthy driving with Bailey, and he's going to hold it up. Underwood by Perkins. Great feed by...
Oh, what a shot.
What a shot by Perkins is correct. His first basket had a great feed by Black.
An excellent play by North Carolina on the break, but how about the way he used the rim to block off Nevitt?
9-6, 3-point lead. Bailey on the fake. It's out by Puck. Nevitt. The straight team, Chuck Nevitt, celebrating his 23rd birthday today. 9-8. 1-point lead by North Carolina. I don't see how this can help but be an outstanding game all the way, Bill.
Well, as long as State can stay ahead or close so that they can stay back in that zone, they're going to be all right. But if they have to spread out, then Nevitt becomes certainly much less effective. Here's one of his vulnerabilities. That's fouling. He's had, of course, a big problem last year. He's improved considerably this year. Nevitt has committed 45 personal fouls, far away the high of the state team. 40 on the line for two. One of the things that helps Jim Valvano is he can come back with Coach Al McQueen. Now the fans think they're getting to Doherty. He's an 84% shooter at the free throw line. You know, it might be an idea to stop that one time is to go ahead and have the player there cheering for a dribble for about 5 minutes. Just wear all the crowd out. Wear out their lungs, huh? That's it. 11 minutes and 54 seconds to go. There's timeout here, and North Carolina leads 10-8. We'll be back with more ACC basketball after these messages from your local station. At the conclusion of tonight's game, McDonald's will present a plaque to the outstanding player from each team, selected by the announcers. In addition, McDonald's is pleased to make a contribution of $1,500 to the member institutions under an approved plan of the Atlantic Coast Conference. There's the score. North Carolina State lost only one game. That was kind of a mild upset to Rice out in Honolulu. 2-2-1 full court pressure there, and rather passive and going right over the top, but Nevitt's a pretty good outlet man, isn't he? Yep. 2-1-2 zone, packed back in. They're respecting Nevitt and Bailey. Here's the guy who may break the zone. Wittenberg and Parsons, they both can shoot it. I think State's a very difficult team to go ahead and zone because Sidney Lowe is an excellent man at getting the ball to the right people, and with Parsons and Wittenberg on the wings, they've got excellent perimeter shooting. Score is tied at 10. Fans can watch State go back, Jim, and they start out about 15 feet in that zone, then they back in even farther. So Carolina going to have a hard time doing things right down inside. There it is again. Parsons held up the handle. That could have been on Nevitt again. Up. That is on Parsons. First one on Parsons. Second team foul against the Wolfpack, and Worthy's back on the line. Only that. That's not a bad percentage for the player of his caliber. You might expect a higher mark. And Carolina as a team only shooting 66%. And when I looked at this tonight, I looked down there, Jim, and they're holding their opponents to 58% from the foul line. You're not allowed to play defense in the foul line. They're almost shooting that well up from the floor. Now the rebound by Chuck Nevitt. 11-10. The second time that State's come down the floor with the ball trailing by a point, but they get the lead. You see, Carolina showed them that 2-1-2 zone just for one time down the court. Now they're back to turnover, and the switching defenses usually take their toll when you take up North Carolina. They're one of the most adept teams every year at playing a variety of defenses. 11-10. 1-point lead of the Tar Heels. Still a 2-3 zone set up by State. Jimmy Black from outside the zone. Dean Smith would like him to shoot more. He's an excellent shooter, and he doesn't look for the shot, going for the pass first, and not bad for a point man. But Jimmy Black on a night like tonight will have to put up some shots. How about these 2 points? It's the trap defense, not the straight man-to-man they've shown so far. Play by Perkins. North Carolina's doing a pretty good job denying Nevitt the ball. Yeah, if they have to make a long pass into Nevitt like that one right there, then Perkins and Worthy have an opportunity to use their quickness. If Nevitt will hold his ground down in there real tight, then they can throw over it. Jimmy Braddock will come in now to replace
replaced Jimmy Black. Jim Braddock's a junior from Chattanooga, Tennessee. He's played in 11 games, scored 24 points, has 17 assists as a backup point man.
Jim, they left Jimmy Black in there. I guess they just wanted to go ahead and go for some little rest for the young freshman.
Nice fake by Nevitt, and run it out to North Carolina. Official hit Perkins right in the midsection.
Sam was giving me some heat before. He said, your friend Al McGuire really got on my case. He said, who does he think can handle Sampson one-on-one?
Legitimate number one in the eyes of the opposing coach tonight. Pointing out, as Billy Packer has many times, the toughness of their schedule. North Carolina here is the second.
There's a trap by State. They've got Doherty in real trouble.
And he's tied up. It'll be NC State's ball. North Carolina control the opening tap. That's no place to be in a trapping zone.
I think it really surprised Matt Doherty, who's a very intelligent player, because when State went to the trap, got out of that 2-3, the basic 2-3, he got caught in no man's land.
We're midway now in the first half, a little over, 9 minutes, 46 seconds to go. Dean Smith only 3 victories away from 450. That's a remarkable record in 21 years.
Now they're on Dean's case. It'll sit down Dean, and he'll take his time about that. I guarantee he won't be dictated by this guy.
13-10. Well, he finally sat down, got a nice 3-point lead. Big side of Parsons.
Parsons will put it up.
That's it back to 1. 13-12. North Carolina's been up as much as 4. 3 times the lead's been back to 1, but they've yet to surrender the lead. Only to the ties, never giving it up to State. Arresting Michael Jordan, weak side, Black. Really good recovery here, State back taking up the lead, Chippy Rowe. Well, he got 2 vicious rebounds. That's the first foul on McQueen, 6'11" freshman, who's now in giving Nevitt a breather. He has supported Nevitt well, certainly well enough to keep Nevitt forward. That's what Valvano wanted to accomplish.
Jim Valvano has an excellent group of freshman players this year. They're all not getting a lot of playing time, but they can go.
Here's Michael Jordan back in there to score. 8 points in the first half of Michael Jordan. 15-12, North Carolina up again by 3.
Well, you look at junior Worthy, sophomore Perkins, and freshman Jordan, and they be the 3 best players in their respective classes in the nation.
Well, certainly Worthy's class was a great one. There goes Rick Perkins over the defense. Outlet pass to Black. Doherty's down there quickly. Now Black hitting to Worthy. Double trouble. Picked up his dribble and went again. Pass to a knockout, a turnover instead. North Carolina State.
Doesn't happen often, but Doherty missed Black that time because had he hit him in the corner, Worthy was coming right down the lane for the dish back.
3-point lead by North Carolina, 15-12. Between them, these 2 teams have won 23 and lost only 1. Wittenberg in traffic. 6 points for Wittenberg.
A lot of people watching this game, Jim, must wonder, why does Carolina give the baseline to a man like that? That's the way they play their defense, to force them into Perkins and Worthy. But when you've got a guy with Wittenberg's talent, he can take it baseline and go up with a jumper.
Wittenberg and low. Goes to Wittenberg. We'll have another Carolina's turn to take it out of bounds. Well, here's McQueen, the bottom of the stack again. He's been on the floor about as much as he's been upright. 1-point lead by North Carolina with 7 minutes and 22 seconds to go here in the first half, and with the score. The Tar Heels 15, the Wolfpack 14. Let's pause for the... So State consequently is not led. North Carolina's biggest lead was only 4 points, so it's been close to the outset.
There's another freshman in the ballgame now for State, Dinky Proctor in that back line. So Bailey and McQueen and Proctor.
There goes Jimmy Black. Rebound, Doherty tails the ball. That was the intelligence you're talking about. Doherty just able to tip that ball out and control it. There goes Michael Jordan.
Worthy challenges people when he gets inside with that dribble of his, and he gets it stolen quite a bit, but it's amazing how he'll put it down right in the face.
Gets a lot of points off it, too.
Yep.
The Never gets in a little short right-hand hook shot. He's really strong. 1 point here by North Carolina, and it'll be Michael Jordan. Doesn't hesitate. 10 points for the freshman. Back here in eastern North Carolina. His home is Wilmington. Only a freshman, 17-14.
Obviously, with the loss of Al Wood, they needed a fellow like Jordan to come in and give some offensive one-on-one spark, and he certainly has done that.
Nevin and Parzic are coming back in the starting lineup now. Dickie Proctor will sit down, and so will McLean. Dean Smith stands up to check the situation. 3-point lead by his team. The North Carolina Tar Heels have not been beaten this year. And here against the arch rivals, they've won 11 of the last 13.
There goes a 2-1-2 and a trapping zone defense.
Rittenberg finds the open spot. Down by Bailey on the inside. They'll take it back out. Now 2-1-2 zone. Outside by Lowe. Oh, he's running toward the shoot.
And he's looking to take that shot more tonight than normal.
Green once more goes back to 1 point. It's about the 4th or 5th time the margin has been down to 1. Perkins in traffic with a short hook. Sam Perkins' 4th point.
That's the spot to go ahead and get with Nevitt. Is with Perkins and Worthy, they can take him right down the center and make him play somebody. And as I said before, normally he just intimidates by his presence in the middle.
Perkins only 6'9", but he has tremendously long arms. He looks like a 7-foot.
Definitely plays at 7-foot range. It's good anticipation, too.
Rittenberg almost had that pass thrown away, and Michael Jordan been looking the other way. Could have picked it off, but then he might have lost Rittenberg in the bargain. 19-16. The Sioux State can cut it back to 1 again. North Carolina up by 3. And in defense. Not pressuring low.
Dean Smith got the 5-second count out there. That's a pretty good warning to the official. Nice.
That will be on Jordan. Jordan lost his man, tried to recover, and picks up his second personal foul.
Jim, another important thing here. Watch him slap the backboard. Now watch this one. He slapped the backboard. When you slap the backboard this year to gain an advantage, whether you be an offensive or a defensive player, it's a technical foul.
Well, it'll be 2 shots to Rittenberg, who's the Atlantic Coast Conference leading free thrower, 86.8%. Number 2 in the league, by the way, is his teammate Thurl Bailey, over 83.5%.
And obviously the advantage of a shaken backboard there would have been that it might have created the ball to be knocked aside.
Rittenberg, by the way, has gone over 200 points tonight. He's now 201 on the season with his 6 points. And he's ahead of Bailey now for the team scoring lead.
Surprising to me, Rittenberg has taken fewer shots this year than Scott Parsons on that ball club. You just wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, he is some shooter. Rittenberg, of course, had a tremendous game against Maryland. You'll remember 26 points. 19-17, 2-point lead North Carolina. Michael Jordan lost the handle. State a chance to tie for the 3rd time.
Rittenberg has quite a vertical leap. When Jordan goes up for his jumper, you have to be way in the air to pull it down from behind him.
Chris Bruss is now in the North Carolina lineup, replacing James Worthy. Original 5 is in there for State. Only Bruss did not start the game with these players. There goes Parzic again. And there is that blocked away by Michael Jordan. Jimmy
Dean Smith didn't like that ball. Black tripped over Wittenberg. If Wittenberg had initiated that contact, it would have been a foul on him. But what happened was that Jimmy Black couldn't get his footing, fell over Wittenberg.
The bookend guards at the map are now putting the ball in play for NC State. Sidney Lowe and Derek Wittenberg played for the fine Banana team about 3 years ago. There's another partially blocked. Bruss gets the rebound and controls it. 2-point lead North Carolina, 19-17. Doherty takes a look to the inside. Still being rattled a little bit perhaps by the cheering of NC State.
Tough place to score over on Bailey's side of the court because when he steps out of that 2-3 zone, he's like a 7-footer coming out on your jump shot.
19-17, the lead is 2. Here's State with a chance to tie. Good switch. Turnover to North Carolina. 2 changes coming in. Jimmy Braddock returns. James Worthy once back in as we get a timeout with 3 minutes and 17 seconds to run here in the first half. 19-17 North Carolina. We'll be back with more ACC basketball. ACC tournament. 69-54. That was up at Capitol Center. Tar Heels with a 2-point lead. 19-17 here with 3 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the first half.
Jim Valvano really wanted that last possession to get off a decent shot because he'd love to get the ball back with the lead. I think he'd pull Carolina out a little bit, make them really chase.
Jimmy Braddock, who's an excellent shooter from backcourt. Gordy wants
to go.
Traveling by Gordy. Shut off on the baseline. Here's another chance for North Carolina State to pull even.
I think Matt Doherty was looking for a guy to come right down through the pike there, Jim, and when nobody came, he got caught up in the air.
Indeed, if you don't throw it away, hoping, of course, you get away with something. 19-17. 2-point lead. Man-to-man defense by the Tar Heels. Not putting up too much pressure to the outside. Getting low of the shot. Got Wittenberg down low on Black. They'd love to get it down there with his jumping ability. Jimmy Black defensing it. Thinking maybe that might be a mismatch.
It's a full movement passing game right here, and this is what Jim Valvano probably would love to have the lead and go into this offense. Parsons put the ball down.
Wittenberg inside. Well, that's making something with not much there.
He's some athlete.
19-19, tied for the 3rd time in the first half. Now, a minute 55 seconds to go in the half. State has not led. Jimmy Black way out and in. Jimmy Black with a clutch from backcourt. 21-19, Tar Heels.
Looked like he wound up for that one, Jim. It looked like about 2 steps beyond the range he'd like to shoot.
That was a grunt shot, I'm sure. 21-19. 2-point lead of the Tar Heels, still in the man for their defense. Motion attack by NC State. They got firepower. Wittenberg and Parsons outside. Bailey and Nevitt on the inside.
Nevitt's got position.
Of course, Wittenberg back to his right hand. Getting the trap. First ball and jump ball. NC State will have an inbounds play.
So one of the things about Nevitt is his lack of playing experience. On nights like tonight, he really doesn't know when to get in position. It's just the kind of a feel you have to have for the game, and oftentimes when he has his defender in a bad position, he can't get ready to accept the ball.
Jeff Barlow now in the North Carolina senior from Fuquay, Varina, North Carolina. Came on as a walk-on last year from Louisville Junior College and played Winter Relief. There's a good look at the zone of North Carolina. Now they jump out of the zone of pressure and they go right back in. 2-1-2-7. Now Wittenberg will take the outside shot. It's his own rebound, goes inside. There's a reach-in foul by Barlow. Number 1 on Barlow, 3rd team foul. So inbounds play for NC State.
Anytime Wittenberg takes a shot, whether it be against the zone or a man-to-man, the guy in his area better block him out because he goes to retrieve rebounds as well as anybody from the guard spot.
Well, when he gets on the streak, sometimes it goes a long, long way. So Jim Valvano will give him the green light. Wittenberg and Ty Perry can hit 7 or 8 shots in a row for him. 21-19, 38 seconds to go in the half. State taking a close look here to try and get a tying basket before giving up the ball and time runs out.
Nice defensive job by Perkins in there on Bailey and then coming over to help out with Parsons.
Followed by Wittenberg. Good ball and Perkins has got it for North Carolina with 16 seconds to go in the half. They'll go for one. There used to be a time when we got the 4 quarters. They got 3 with it.
Neither does Jim Valvano.
That'll be the first foul on Wittenberg.
Boy, that was a big foul right there. There's 1 second on the clock. You've got Braddock putting up a shot that he really didn't want to take. And if Wittenberg hadn't come down with his wrist, I'm sure there wouldn't have been close to a call there.
75% shooter is Braddock. That's the second best mark among the regular players. Ones that play usually in every game for North Carolina. So Braddock is here for the 1-and-1. Up 2 shots. Gets through.
He was in the act of shooting.
Well, the better 1-1 anyway. Only the 4th team foul.
Now what you're going to see is to prevent that long pass, either Worthy or Bruss going to go down there and really give some trouble to that guy trying to get the ball in bounds. We had that situation last night in the Virginia game, which was one of the fun games, Jim, that we've been involved with in quite some time.
Braddock gets them both.
Bruss. See Bruss there.
Yeah, we
long pass.
don't have time to make 2 passes with 1 second. So time runs out, and North Carolina has equaled its biggest lead of the ball game. 4 points, so we've got a good one going here, and it's only half over. That's the end of the first half of the score. North Carolina 23, North Carolina State 19. We'll be back with our recap of the first half after these messages. Too long. Remarkable career, and Jim Valvano is off to a great start here at NC State, even though it's his 11th year as a head coach, only his second in the ACC. North Carolina will start play here in the second half, leading by 4, 23-19.
Remember, they started the game man-to-man. They start the second half man-to-man. I bet you they don't stay in it any longer than they did the first half.
There goes Gordy, firing up to the inside, tipped up and in by Perkins.
And didn't that happen to start the ball game, too? They got a 2 points against the man-to-man right away, and that's going to be the key for State. They've got to stay close in this game so that they don't have to go man-to-man.
That's a 6-point lead, biggest of the ball game for North Carolina. 30 minutes into the second half. Tar Heels man for man. Devitt up over Perkins to the baseline. He got out to Jimmy Black. The break is on. Black in the center.
They score.
Oh, to Perkins.
They score. It needs to be it. Got to stop this right away and get a time.
And goaltending was called, but Perkins didn't need it. He had the ball in the hoop anyway, so quickly he goes to 8 points. 10 points for Jordan, who's the top scorer of the game. Worthy and Bailey without a field goal, 3-1 so far. Backdoor cut.
This extremely critical play right here for State. They have got to get one.
Worthy with the rebound. Lobs the side, back it comes. Here goes Michael Jordan. North Carolina hoping to come a stormy first minute of the second half to go ahead by 10. 29-19.
There's the timeout. Jim Valvano had to get it. He didn't want to use it that last time, but he...
Well, North Carolina's been the only two of a team to lead. Look at that field goal percentage. 75% hitting 3 out of 4. And State has yet to connect. Got to hurry on the 5 seconds.
You see, Carolina comes out, picks up full court man-to-man because they know that Jim Valvano wants to set up for a good shot. Now, here's the trap coming all over the court.
Had a back door there. Bailey instead baseline. He's still looking for his first basket. Rebound taken away by Black, and he can't hold it.
Good hustle by everybody.
Looked like a Pepper Martin slide the way he was going in toward press roll.
This is such a critical possession for NC State. They've got to score so they can stay in the zone.
Down by 10, 29-19, North Carolina bidding to stay number 1 in the nation this year. Lob to Nevitt. Did not jam it. He was fouled on the play by Perkins.
Good foul by Perkins. You see Sam Perkins put his finger up on his head. He knows that he made a foolish mistake. He knew where Nevitt was. And he should have been back in there. And Sam went and put his finger up to his head, say, think a little bit out there.
Why wouldn't Chuck jam it on the lob?
Well, he should have. He tried to regroup himself, and maybe Jimmy really doesn't have the coordination necessary when you get that eye up in the air to come, to go straight on down like some of these other players do. And he tried to regather himself, and of course that gave Perkins just enough time to get over there.
Still a young man. It's his birthday today, though. 23 years old. On this day, January 13th. That's the first point for NC State of the second half. It's 29-20 North Carolina. They were up by 10. Now it's 9 with 18:20 to go in the game. Black started the second half with Doherty, Michael Jordan, James Worthy, and Sam Perkins. Stay with their same lineup. Bailey, Parsons, Nevitt, Wittenberg, and Lowe. Here goes Perkins. Down following, kept alive by Worthy. Worthy fouls.
Nevitt trying to go over the shoulder, and now you see NC State going to the man-to-man. Being 9 down, they're going to try it for a while. And, of course, look for Perkins or Worthy, whatever guy gets matched up with Nevitt, to be the one that tries to take him to the covers.
A question in the evening so far, but for both Worthy and Bailey. Bailey, the leading scorer for State, is yet to register. 29-20, North Carolina. Now there's the trap, or the switch rather, by Perkins.
Shows you what kind of athlete he is. He makes a switch and goes out there on Sidney Lowe.
Parsons, 25 feet away. Rebound is down by Worthy. Another foul on Nevitt. Only his second one. First team foul will have against the Pack.
If State goes man-to-man all the way, probably see a change to maybe a little bit smaller team out there, because Nevitt's effectiveness defensively is not what it would be, obviously, in the zone. Let's see. It's going to be straight man-to-man. It's Nevitt on Perkins.
29-20. North Carolina win this game. They'll have a big jump. Claiming victories over their two toughest contenders. Top contenders, Virginia and NC State. Bad pass, but caught Worthy a little off balance. Turns it over to NC State, and Valvano's supporting his team right now. Something going to the scoring column. They have gone 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes and 40 seconds without a field goal.
Problem has been they can't get Bailey loose, because Perkins has been doing such an excellent defensive job on him.
Parsons takes a look inside, but Perkins is really over-guarding here. Overplay for the deny. Those long arms. There it goes on the lob inside Bailey. And Bailey's foul on the play by Worthy, who tried to switch.
That was good ball handling by State to get Perkins on the wrong side, and Sam Perkins knew he was out of position immediately. See, he realizes he's out of position, but he can't get over there. Worthy tries to help out. Good job by Bailey putting it up.
Ball almost went, but it put Bailey on the line, a chance to score. He's the second best free throw in the ACC, percentage-wise, 83.6.
Normally, Perkins has to make a decision here whether to go down over the top of Bailey or to try to go around behind him. He just got caught no man's land. Good passing by State.
Trying to break the ice. That'll do it. First point for Thurl Bailey. And what has been a frustrating 1/2 plus of this game. 29-21. 8-point lead of the Tar Heels with 6:40 to go in the game. Still man for man. Probably prefer to be in a zone against the quick North Carolina team. That's one of the quickest. Jordan dumps on the inside.
And the man's doing a pretty good job so far.
Here it comes to Wittenberg off the break. That's the first field goal of the second half for NC State. Their fourth point, 29-23. State fighting back a little bit. They've scored the last 4 points.
Perkins standing outside, going to make Nevitt come out and play him a little bit.
North Carolina worked this motion attack a little bit. Keep the heat on the
Good job by Nevitt.
Shut him up on both sides. Goes Hardy. Lost out by Nevitt. Couldn't hold it, and it was Michael Jordan who's giving up a full foot to Nevitt that went up to break up the rebound.
Jim, I think teams are going to go ahead and start sending the man that Michael Jordan's playing long, because he goes to the board so much. Might be able to pick up a cheap basket.
Almost set the line. There goes Jordan from the outside. Michael Jordan having a great night here in his first visit to Reynolds Coliseum.
Look at the size of his hands. He spits them out. He has huge hands.
Duke playing Wake, a good spirited game tonight. They're tied 28-28 in their game tonight. Wake, of course, after a great start, has an offensive foul on Sidney Lowe. Charged through the trap. Ball control foul. His first, second team foul against the Wolfpack. Valvano's calling on Harold Thompson. The entire recruiting class last year, the only freshman he brought in, 6'5", now sophomore from Rayford, North Carolina. Boy, he's a husky guy. Look at those shoulders.
Rayford, North Carolina produced a fine player a few years back from Wake Forest, Gilbert McGregor.
Oh, Gilbert, yeah. He was a strong one, too.
Yes, he was an excellent rebounder. Roselle McQueen in there now. He's going to be up against
and here's a blindside steal on Sidney Lowe, but he's out of bounds. unfortunately, they might have scored.
The fans didn't see that, but that was some kind of play by Worthy. He went up in the air, dished off to Perkins, who made a scoop shot underneath. Just kind of fooling around, a thing of beauty to watch.
Flipped it from his thigh.
Yeah.
8-point lead for North Carolina.
There's Al McQueen playing real tough.
There's a lob to Worthy for the snap. Worthy gets his first field goal. He had the position, he can feel it. 4 points for Worthy. 33-23. North Carolina's come back to equal its longest lead.
Real fine man-to-man defense being played by North Carolina this entire ball game.
Well, they haven't given State too many easy shots. There goes Wittenberg up, challenged by Worthy, who fouls. 3 fouls on James Worthy. All here in the second half, but the last 6 minutes. So he gets in foul trouble.
You notice James Worthy threw that ball very gently underhand. There's no more of those two-handed chest passes to referees.
Run technical is a big enough lesson for James, who's a very gentle soul, really, from Gastonia, North Carolina. The beard, by the way, comes from a skin disorder. His doctors ordered him not to shave. So he really doesn't use it for adornment. Wittenberg, who has come out smoking this year, is averaging 15 points a game for the Wolfpack.
We saw another DeMatha product last night show that he's going to be quite a player in this league, too. Adrian Branch had a real fine first half.
Well, he was a sophomore when these guys were seniors at DeMatha, and he did play with them, although he didn't start.
Worthy was in there a little early, and fortunately for him, the shot was made anyway. Good defense.
Yeah, but there's Worthy's great bulk and size, getting the pass 33-24. North Carolina is 9 points. Worthy with the right hand. Another scoop shot. Wheeled off by Thompson. And Jordan took that ball, and had he not stepped to the baseline, would have had a very alert play against the clever Lowe.
He has a tendency, Jim, to stay around the offensive boards all the time. Now, he's been able to get away with it because his players are covering for him, plus he has great ability when he gets around those boards, but people will start breaking him every once in a while.
33-24. He's got a tough look at his shot. It's 9 in Wittenberg. 14 minutes to go. Yep, excuse me.
He's playing him. He's staying right with him.
There goes Wittenberg in a crowd, and he draws the foul. That'll be on Jordan. That'll be Jordan's third.
Here we see him. He's moving his feet well. He goes straight up in the air, but Wittenberg was smart when he went in between the two guys. He moved the ball around and got his arm hit. I'm sure when Derek Wittenberg was growing up and learning how to play the game, he went up against a lot of guys in the D.C. area of much superior size, so he learned how to shift that ball around in the air, and of course he can go to the hoop with anyone.
Well, that's a great area for producing outstanding basketball. DeMatha is just one example. Morgan Roots had his share, but there were a lot of other great ones up there. Matter of fact, Phil Bailey's from that area, from Seat Pleasant, and went back in the summer and played in the summer league with Ralph Sampson and Pat Ewing and a lot of others. That's helped him improve.
A lot of great high school coaching in the Washington, D.C. area. Joe Gallagher. Of course, John Thompson was a high school coach, and he's not doing bad in the collegiate level since he stepped in there.
Georgetown was just absolutely phenomenal against St. John's. 33-26. Vegas cut it back to 7 after being down by 10. Here's a foul off the ball, I think, on Sidney Lowe. And that's going to be his second, both in the second half. Now there are 3 team fouls on NC State, 5 on North Carolina.
Staying man-to-man. There's the lob. Oh, what a catch!
Worthy almost made that one. Would have been unbelievable. Lob behind him. Worthy ran underneath the pass and almost got it back over his head.
Just catching that ball was a great play.
Basket here by State would cut it back to 5, and the Wolfpack would have trimmed the margin in half.
They only have one basket in this second half. The rest have come from that free throw line.
That was by this guy, Derek Wittenberg.
Good switch.
Low, out of 22-footer, right down to Michael Jordan.
He was the leading rebounder in the first half for Carolina, and he's had a couple here already in the second half.
Here's the leading scorer with 14 points. Leading scorer of the ball game. 14 points for Wittenberg and Michael Jordan. Each. Boy, Worthy wanted the back door that time.
Worthy wants the ball, period, right now. He thinks he can take Bailey.
There he goes. Bailey, but he was not in position to score. State again can cut it to 5, and Wittenberg is driving. Left alive by Cozell McQueen.
He take a bad shot here. He did.
And it's tipped in anyway.
Great hustle by the state team. Cozell McQueen, just being a freshman, didn't relax enough, but he was helped out by Bailey coming in there for the follow-up.
First field goal for Farrell Bailey at his third point. 33-28. State now has cut a big North Carolina lead in half with 12 minutes and 14 seconds to go.
Really a patient club out here.
Roar the crowd now. There goes Jordan, a little soft. He was too open. And he fouled on the follow. 4 fouls on Michael Jordan. And he may have to come out of the ball game here with a lot of time remaining.
Michael Jordan was probably a little bit too wide open. When he turned on that move, he didn't expect to not have a defensive man in his face.
He'll probably sit down with just under 12 minutes. Just under 12 minutes to go in the game. And he'll be replaced the lineup. Out is Jim Braddock. So Dean Smith going with his experience here, giving up a lot of scoring punch perhaps, certainly size.
Look also possibly, Jim, for Dean Smith to spread the game out a little bit and use some of that clock because Worthy also has a little bit of foul trouble out there.
Has 3. 33-28. Now they're coming out to trap a little bit. Then drop right back in the zone.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Carolina can hold them here and get the ball back if they don't spread out a little bit. Use up some of the clock.
Well, 1-3-1 zone.
But they're just packing back in there. They're staying in the man-to-man, but State wasn't moving, so they just looked like they were standing still.
Long one by Wittenberg. 16 points for Wittenberg, and he becomes the game's top scorer. 33-30. North Carolina State. Very spirited comeback here against North Carolina. They were down by 10 points.
When they took Nevitt out, they're playing much better man-to-man defense now because Cozell McQueen can guard some.
There's Gordy baseline. And now pulled down by Bailey.
Bailey and Cozell McQueen can really handle themselves defensively, and they're doing an excellent job on Worthy and Perkins so far.
State would score here would be a 1-point game with over 10 minutes to go. 33-30 North Carolina, 10 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. Back door goes Wittenberg, tipped in by Thompson. Now Thompson from the weak side. Taps in to make it 33-32.
That was the only thing Sidney Lowe could do because if he had caught it and put down one dribble, the shot would have been blocked, so he just took it in the air and threw it up towards the basket. A great play.
Turns out to be as good as an assist. Now Perkins, baseline, left-handed control. Rebound, Perkins has it. On the floor, gets it away to Doherty.
I'd be surprised to see Carolina call a timeout, but things are a little ragged for them right now. They're going one-on-one with the ball.
A big possession here for the Tar Heels. And here comes Worthy with the right hand.
Offensive. Let's see.
Personal foul is on Cozell McQueen. Second one on him.
Jimmy Valvano calling for an offensive foul with a hook, and if we see that over again, James Worthy might have got away with that one.
Leading scorer tonight is 4 fouls in city. North Carolina's lead's been cut to 1.
They're in the zone in the out of bounds, but Jim Valvano has to be really pleased the way his team has played man-to-man. I know he was worried about getting the event and having to go to man.
Worthy inside, and he's hooked and fouled by Lowe. Sidney Lowe's third foul, all in the second half. 2 shots will go to James Worthy. Long moves toward the basket.
Can't give him that much room, Jim. When he puts the ball down one time, he just goes to the basket from even as far away as the foul line.
These same 2 teams will meet in Chapel Hill January 30th, and you can bet that'll be a big one too. Worthy looking at a sea of waving arms. Very nonchalantly, cans his 5th point. 34-32. Look at the offense. doesn't distract Worthy. 35-32. A tad more breathing room. A zone trap now is being deployed by North Carolina.
Sidney Lowe smart, not forcing it up into the teeth of that trap, just holds the ball so people can get loose.
Still over 9 minutes to go. 3-point lead by North Carolina. They need a win to remain the nation's #1 team. A victory here by State undoubtedly would shoot them into the top 10, provided they could get by Wake Forest. A tough week for State. Sidney Lowe outside. Rebound Perkins.
North Carolina went back into a very passive 2-1-2 zone that time. Sidney Lowe putting up a little bit more from the outside than we've seen him do before.
35-32. A lot more confident shooting. He's shooting almost 58%. Perkins has a double team. Goes around on the play. Foul. The basket's good.
So tough inside with that left hand. Jim Valvano is really hot. He is really hot. He better be careful. He can't use a technical here. Here we see. Now that was not quite as big a hook as what James Worthy did, but when you put your hand around there to gain the offensive position, normally the official will give it to the defensive player.
It's still a smooth move by Perkins. He gets his 10th point.
He's got about as good a half hook as there is in college basketball.
That's 5 straight points for North Carolina to go back up by 6. And Michael Jordan will come back in. 4 fouls on him and still over 8.5 minutes to go. Scott Parsons returns, replacing Harold Thompson. There's Parsons back in.
I still think we're going to see a little bit of a spread by North Carolina with Jordan coming back in the ball game. Make State go after him a little bit.
Might depend on what State does on this possession, whether they score or don't. 6-point lead to 4-point lead, it's a big difference.
And of course, the zone defense helps Michael Jordan a little bit because he doesn't have to be on Wittenberg man-to-man. Protects him a little bit in the foul situation. A lot of time left here.
Over 8 minutes. 6-point lead of North Carolina. Lowe from the side. Down to Worthy on the rebound. Now North Carolina's got the ball with a 6-point lead. Well, we see any kind of a delay tactic here. So far, this is number 1-2-2.
Looks like they're all looking for it.
Fouls ready in the second half. Both teams will be on the bonus the rest of the way. There you go.
They're spreading it.
Not the old four-pointer. They're just sitting very high driving. There goes Gordy. Gordy got on Parsons and beat him. And North Carolina gets a very big one. The first basket by Doherty. 40-32.
You can anticipate that coming. State really throwing up some shots in a hurry now.
Parsons and North Carolina is the team playing with a calm, cool precision here on the road against North Carolina State. They have, for the moment, have shut off the noise in Willis Coliseum.
You see the same kind of offensive structure. A man in the middle now, stepping out, looking for backdoor plays. This is not a freeze. This is an offensive style.
Boy, Doherty had the edge again on Parsons. Well, they maybe didn't see it. 40-32. 8-point lead North Carolina.
Jim, just as was the case last night in Maryland, going and holding on to the ball, they were not holding the ball without looking to go to the basket. Remember, they had Adrian Branch looking to go off that double screen on one side or the other. Carolina doing the same thing. It occupies the clock. It keeps a lot of pressure on the defense because you will go to the basket if you get the right chance.
There went Jordan trying for the back door. Wittenberg came off.
Defensively, it's so tough. There's the
Jimmy Black fouled on the play by Sidney Lowe, and North Carolina's a team now taking control here on the road.
Jim, just as I was saying, you defensively are under such pressure because your man constantly can go backdoor, and yet you're trying to prevent him from getting the ball when he steps out.
That was a costly little reach by Sidney Lowe. He picks up his 4th foul, gives Jimmy Black here a chance for a 3-point play. 6 points for Black. Second 3-point play for the Tar Heels here in the last few minutes. And now they've just gone to their biggest lead of the game, scoring 7 straight points, is now up by 11. So with the score, North Carolina 43, State 32. Let's pause for these messages. Now under pressure here, Bill, showing tremendous precision. Look at the field goal percentage.
Well, in this second half, of course, State's really had their problems, and for the game, they're shooting 36%, North Carolina 47%.
Here's Jimmy Black trying to take it away from Harold Thompson. It'll be out of bounds to the Wolfpack. 6 minutes and 12 seconds to go.
It was almost a replay in reverse of what ended the first half.
You're watching two of the fine premier point guards here tonight, Sidney Lowe and Jimmy Black.
Sidney hadn't had a real good night shooting-wise, and that's hurt State because he's putting up the jumper. They just haven't fallen for him.
Only hit one. Wittenberg driving, and he's caught on the baseline. There goes Bailey off balance, and rebound is tipped outside to James Worthy and then lost out. Touch last by Worthy, and it'll be NC State's ball.
Oh, I think James Worthy thinks that...
yeah, I think Sidney Wittenberg did.
Yeah, I think...
Everybody thinks it's going to be North Carolina's ball.
North Carolina's ball.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, sure.
Decision now. Paul Hausman's pointing the wrong way just for a moment, but it's pretty obvious the ball had hit Wittenberg last.
Standing down there before the game started, he just made a mistake, and I think it's a very good idea on his part to correct it. Pointed the wrong way. Jim, before the game, I heard the officials saying they feel like prize fighters. They said this crowd really had them up for the ball game.
Well, you know, Dean still has to feel well about this team performance up to now, based on that evaluation.
Oh, remember that game over at Carolina? They were flat on their back. State really played them well there last year.
State had a 20-point lead on there, didn't they? Something like that. And then North Carolina came from behind. 43-32. North Carolina by 11. Out into their delay control here, looking for the backdoor cuts, playing everybody very high.
This is not the same offense that they used just a few minutes ago. Now they're back into it with Black in the middle.
This is not a four quarters. It's another variation of the delay, but they are spreading their defense.
Gannon in the ball game now. Nevitt back in there. State trying to trap a little bit out of the zone, but Carolina just going to spread out here, and this won't work against them. Can't afford to let that clock go off much more. Almost a walking violation.
Jordan, you notice Jordan just kind of lazing around. Worthy was ready to lob it to Jordan then for the alley-oop. He had driven on Neville. He had opened Jordan up.
Too much clock going down right here. State going to have to pull back into a zone and then go out and pick up a man.
You can see the whole setup here, Bill, very well. The shot is very wide. You can see all 10 players. You can see how they're spreading them out.
Use up
there it is. There it is. Michael Jordan foul by Neville. Well, that's the best thing State could do. Get a foul to prevent the layup. Because Jordan, that was what they were trying to set up with Jordan right here.
Yeah, well, here's Nevitt going out. He's got to make a play. Good dump inside. Look at Jordan. He's not intimidated at all by a 7'5 player. He figures he can cram it right down inside.
Michael Jordan, they said down in Wilmington when he was in high school, they said Michael Jordan will slam dunk it over Ralph Sampson. I don't know whether he can do that or not, but he's an incredible 6'5 player. 2 shots.
Jim, we had the play earlier this year. I don't know if it was Michael Jordan, but when you go in to dunk a ball, and if a man has his hands on the ball when you're ready to dunk it, and you take his hand out into that basket, he can knock it out of there. So it's the one time you can have your hand in the cylinder and not be called for goaltending.
I saw that happen a few years ago between Hayes and Jabbar when they were both in college down in the Astrodome.
You're going to break your arm.
Long one outside by Wittenberg. North Carolina by 13, and they couldn't control the rebound. This is North Carolina's biggest lead, 45-32, with 4 minutes and 13 seconds to go, and Valvano's Wolfpack now has got a monumental task. Inside, Wittenberg scores over Worthy. What a play by Wittenberg.
Carolina defense on that zone out of bounds.
What a great move by Jimmy Black. This is all the fucking play. And they certainly saved the basket.
Well, Bailey cut off the passing lane that time, and Michael Jordan did a good job getting his hands in the way.
Bounce pass might have worked. There were 4 minutes exactly left on the clock. Timeout of the score. It is North Carolina 45, NC State 34. They don't let that team off, even though they have lost Alvis Rogers. They're too experienced, and they're a very deep team, maybe the deepest in the league, Bill.
That front court, an awful lot of depth there. Nice back door by Black, and he lost the handle.
And it's knocked away. Now you're going to see Terry Gannon in the lineup here. here for NC State. He's only a freshman, but he's played a big role just as Cozell McQueen has in his first year. Gannon is blacked up low at the point guard, and he has been outstanding. He's a great shooter. Here he is defending Jimmy Black. Number 24, a freshman from Joliet, Illinois. Now here's the four-quarter. This is the old-fashioned four-quarter here. Jimmy Black, and foul on the wrist. Foul. First one on Gannon.
You know, Jim, around the country, there's some interesting things happening, too. How about what Abe Lemon's team down in Texas? They're undefeated. You talk about quiet clubs around the nation. You know, don't even hear of them. They're undefeated. Beat Houston at Houston the other night. And Tennessee. How about what they're doing over in the Southeastern?
Yeah, they have an Indian side in Kentucky. Joe Hall's had a tough time in Knoxville.
Well, so does everybody else. Alabama, they beat Alabama, too, and beating Kentucky and Alabama is no easy matter.
John DeVoe's now saying coach. 47 to 34. Here against the 13-point lead by North Carolina. Looking very strong here against the nation.
Ooh, dangerous pass.
Jimmy Black, and he's got Jordan over there for the layup. Jordan having an outstanding night with 18 points.
Cross-court bounce pass is a very, very dangerous pass to make. Gannon will learn. He's got the jumper.
There goes Gannon.
Off balance.
There's Worthy.
Quick pass.
Perkins. And there's Gannon's recovery. There's his speed. A quick man. And Jordan, and he took it away. 49-34. 15-point lead. Biggest of the game. Driving in Wittenberg. Dixie Dew.
Got his hands on the rebound.
And there's a tip to say by Bailey, but he was standing on the baseline and right in the air. A frustrating night for Thurl, only 3 points. And now he's going to become, he'll have to give up the team scoring lead to Derek Wittenberg, who's had a fine night so far with 18 points. And this Jen also with 18. 49-34. North Carolina. Commanding lead here is going to appear with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go.
Well, they beat another team in the top 20, Jim, and this is quite a early season move by North Carolina. They have just been absolutely outstanding. They've played well against all different types of competition, home, away, neutral floors, top 10 teams, big teams, teams that want to run. You can't take it away from them. They're having quite a season.
That was a very impressive win over Kentucky in the early part. Jimmy Black for the 1-1.
I'm going to be seeing that Tulsa team against Wichita State this weekend, and of course they did such a job beating Tulsa and Carmichael.
And of course it came from behind to beat Virginia. It looked like Virginia might be in position to win at North Carolina. That's 5 straight free throws for Black. 51-34. Now 17-point lead over State. North Carolina bidding here for its 12th straight victory. Third in the world of the ACC. Gannon way outside. Rebound 40, and I think he fouled.
He did.
Yep.
Jim Valvano was really worried that he had to keep the game close, and he did that throughout the first half. He played his zone, kept North Carolina right in there, and when things broke open and he had to go man-to-man, it gradually got away.
23-19 was the halftime score, 4 points. Now that's been widened to 17. With Sidney Lowe on the line for NC State. 82% free throw in the year. His big game was 16 against Campbell. He had 18 twice last year against Maryland and a third time against Duke. Bonus coming here for Lowe. Both teams have free throwed well. North Carolina is 10 for 10 the free throw line in the second half. And State is 6 out of 9. 7 out of 10. 51-36. State now just a one-man press, and there's Wittenberg fouling.
And of course that eliminates that clock in a hurry.
I think the pass at Duke, I'll never forget, was the one they passed inbounds, and Bobby Jones just grabbed it, put it in to win the game, and never broke stride. Went straight to the dressing room. 53-36 for the second time, a 17-point lead. Derek Wittenberg looking for the quick shot here with time running out. Now Cozell McQueen is inside, tapped in by Lowe. Sidney Lowe's only 6 feet tall. 53-38 with exactly 2 minutes to go. Time running down on North Carolina State. 9.8 a game. That's
Jim, is not an exceedingly...
Always insisted the only true measure of a team was its scoring margin.
I think scoring margin and then to know whether you're playing good defense is what your opponents are scoring from a standpoint of shooting percentage when they have the ball. I think the scoring margin of the game and then how well you're playing with your defense as far as holding the other team's shooting percentages down.
And of course who you're playing.
That's right.
Perkins with 12 and 13. North Carolina remains perfect at the line the second half, 14 to 14. 55-48. Third time they're led by 17. Gannon lets it rip again. He's 0 for 3.
Well, that was Wittenberg knocking it out of Worthy's hand.
And Farrell Bailey, that's his 5th point all in the second half. He was shut out in the first 20 minutes. Now a minute 35 to go. 15-point lead by North Carolina. Another dangerous pass.
Wittenberg really getting up in the air.
He can really go. There's a 3-on-1. Gordon will take it in and shuffle it over to the freshman Jordan.
Perkins with a steal.
Perkins.
Bailey just went to sleep, didn't realize Sam Perkins was still standing there.
There's Worthy almost caught him napping again. Boy, this North Carolina team is so alert, Bill. Leave no doors open for them, do you? Personal foul, Lee reaching in by Gannon. I see the call of intentional foul here. Down to the 37-40. North Carolina by 17. That equals their widest lead of the game.
Jim, we were talking about, I was talking a second ago about what you do in regard to shooting percentages. North Carolina is shooting 54% as a team. Now, that used to be a great shooting percentage for one individual guy to shoot over 50%. They're shooting 54% as a team. Their opponents are shooting 41%. So they have a 13% margin there in what they shoot percentage-wise and the opponents, and they have a 15% margin between what they score and what their opponents score. So they have been totally dominant at that end of the floor.
Well, unless you just go off the end of the world and rebounds and turnovers, those two figures right there could bring you out on top. Right?
You better believe it.
That was the first miss of the line after 14 straight hits the second half by North Carolina. Worthy missing both, and rebound is grabbed inside for NC State by Dickie Proctor. Yeah, boy, almost drew him up.
There are two freshmen. They're going to see a lot of playing time.
There's Perkins stolen by Gannon. Here goes Gannon in, ships it off to the inside to Charles. And Lorenzo Charles has his shot blocked, but he's fouled by Worthy.
James Worthy said, I never touched anybody. Referee's going to say he hit him with the body. Now watch the play right here. Let's see if Worthy got him with the body. He got him with the body. It must have been his ankle because I think there was plenty of margin in between the two players.
51. Moving downstairs now. We'll have some interviews after the game, and we've got our minds made up on the players of the game, right?
Okay, you've got them.
Okay.
Last night, though, we weren't kidding about that. I really thought that Edlin deserved to be player of the game, even though he had the potential of fouling out and not scoring a point. He really played a sensational game, helping Virginia come back defensively.
Well, we'd given it to him until they got in the playoffs.
That's right.
57-41, North Carolina. So long, Bill. We'll be right back to you on the floor to hear from Coach Smith. We hope certainly some of the players. 57-41, 16-point lead. Another pressing win for North Carolina. It's Chris Bross down the lineup. Cecil Exum's also in there. There he is, number 50, sophomore. And Jimmy Braddock gets the open shot. Can't. 59-41. That's the biggest lead for North Carolina. 18 points, 20 seconds to go in the game. Ball by Mike Warren. Over the backboard. Mike Warren, just a freshman, hometown product here from Raleigh, North Carolina. Don't go away. We're going to have a visit with some of these Tar Heels who are reigning now as the nation's #1 college basketball team. Timo Makinen now in the lineup for North Carolina. And so is John Brownlee. So the bench is taken over. Here goes Linwood Robinson, another freshman. Baseline it goes to Charles Peterson. Peterson gets the scoring. 20-point lead. That's going to be it. 61-41. North Carolina just crushed NC State, the nation's 12th ranked team here on the Wolfpack's home court. Victory number 448 for Dean Smith, and one that was solidly carved out here by his #1 ranked team and never trailed in this game, and went on to win the contest 61-41 over NC State, and that'll chalk up the 12th straight victory of the game. By the way, our most valuable players of this ball game for University of North Carolina was freshman Michael Jordan from Wilmington, North Carolina, and for NC State, Derek Whittenburg, the junior guard from Washington, D.C. Well, that's the end of the game. We'll be back with a final wrap-up after these messages. Gallows player of the game, 13 points for Sam Perkins, 11 for Jimmy Black, who's the point guard, and here he is. Watch the quick hands of Black, took that pass right out of Sidney Lowe's hands, and watch Black now. There's his passing ability, hits his teammate Michael Jordan, who went on to get scoring honors for the ball game for both teams, a total of 20 points. Other scoring for North Carolina in single figures, James Worthy with 8, who had a nightmarish first half with no field goals, 4 for Jim Braddock, 3 for Doherty, and 2 for Cecil Exum. Top scorer for NC State was Derek Whittenburg, who was a McDonald's player of the game for the Wolfpack, 18 points. And now let's go down the court for Billy Packer.
Thanks a lot, Jim, and I've got a guy that wants to say hello to Al McGuire. He says Al McGuire took him on a little hard against Ralph the other day.
Yeah, how you doing, Al? I just wanted to comment on your commentating. You got to get a little better because I think I want to take your job in a couple of years.
I wanted to give you that opportunity, Sam, for equal time. Jimmy, about your ball club this year, you fellas have just been amazing. You've taken on all comers. The competition has been outstanding you've played against, but it seems like you have total control of the game regardless of what the score situation might be.
We feel very confident going into games. We don't go into games feeling like we're going to lose. We just go out and execute our offense and defense, and we come out with the victory.
The question I have, and I'll ask it to both of you guys, you used to have the 4 corners at North Carolina. Now you have what seemed to be a number of variations of a delay type game. What was the first one you went into tonight?
Well, that's our 4C offense. It's a variation, like you said, of 4 corners. We are basically looking for the backdoor shots, and that's the same thing we did out of 4 corners, so it's just a slight variation.
And then you can go to the regular 4 corners too later on?
Oh yeah, that's still our bread and butter. We love that.
And Sam, defensively tonight, you went up against Bailey. You've guarded a lot of different type players this year. I thought you did a great job on him, and he plays primarily the forward position.
First of all, thank you. Bailey is a top competitor, and he plays well. And like you say, he's a good rebound and all. He's just a true athlete, and I had to go against him tonight, and I was playing tough. He got the ball inside a couple of times, but I really didn't want him to touch it tonight.
Some of the other fellas on your ball club, most people are aware of, but they're quickly getting aware of a young freshman that's not a bad guy in a backcourt.
Oh yeah, he's a great player. He makes me better. You know, playing with him, I'm a better player. So he's going to be a great one before he leaves here.
It was interesting in how he's blended in so quickly to your ball club. Of course, we're talking about Michael Jordan, who's right in here behind us. Michael, come on in. The old-timers are saying some nice things about you. You want to listen to that. How did you, coming on as a freshman, blend in so quickly to what these old-timers are doing with you?
Well, you know, they made me feel comfortable out there. They helped me out a lot, and they helped me through the practice and everything, picking up the offense and everything. It's a good bunch.
They are a good bunch of fellas, and of course you've done very well. Is there anything else that's on the horizon for you? Number 1 in the nation. Valdano says that's a bad ranking. You guys ought to be higher than number 1 because of what you've taken on. What are you looking forward to now, Jim?
We're looking forward to getting better each time we go out on the floor. And if we can do that, I would like to get a ring that says NCAA National Champion.
Well, a lot of people have been waiting for that at North Carolina for some time. Sam, is that in your plan?
Yeah, I guess it's in my plan, too. I'm part of the ball club, and that's what we all striving for. That's what every team in the country is striving for. And our goal is to make it to NCAAs again and hopefully win the championship again.
Michael, is there any pressure at all? Every Tuesday when the rankings come out or when you see them on national television, the rankings, for a guy like yourself playing in your very first year of college basketball, do you think about that at all, being number 1 in the nation?
Well, I don't have any pressure because, number 1 ranking is based on last year's team. And that's like a goal that we got to work up to this year, and we're on our way right now. I hope we work up to the goal by the end of the year.
Of the clubs you've played, Jimmy, who are the teams that were the most difficult to stay with outside the league? Because you've taken on Kentucky now of national report, you've taken on Kansas, and you've taken on Tulsa. Which ones did really impress you the most?
I think all the teams are very good. I think Southern Cal is the best team that we faced outside of the conference because they went to the boards real well. They played good man-to-man defense, and we're just looking forward to every game we play.
Okay, well, fellas, we're going to let you guys get down to the dressing room. I will get on Al's case, Sam. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of you. I'll protect you at all times. Okay, Jimmy, we'll go back to you. They had quite a ball game.
Lead down to 1. Then there was a timeout team regrouped and dashed off 12 straight points or so. What was the key?
I think the key, we were getting good shots during that stretch. They were making theirs, and we were missing ours. However, what happened, I think, was a very key three-point play by Sam Perkins, and that gave us a little breathing room. We got one more basket and then went to our delay game. And once we were in there, we felt very comfortable. We got backdoor layups and made our foul shots.
Michael Jordan's a freshman who comes in and throws in 20. He's a great player. Perkins last year was a freshman. They've got outstanding basketball players who are disciplined, poised, well coached, and they do a great job. So I say, I give them all the credit in the world, and we'll come back plugging again very soon.
The chemistry that they have is so well together that it makes it tough to beat them anywhere, a neutral court or on the road. They have great players and they complement one another very well, and they execute well. They're a very patient ball club and they hustle a lot. And when you have a ball club like that with the talent that they have,